I mean, in terms of getting people off their seat with excitement, running with the ball, especially as a young player, audacious things with the ball. It was a delight. But he wasn't just a trick pony. He wasn't just a showman, that did a trick and then did nothing else. He had a desire. He went after the ball. He chased the ball. He did his defensive duties. He worked hard. He had a passion for the game, always wanted the ball. He wasn't just a guy that stood there and give me the ball, I'll do a trick. That wasn't Joe. He was very effective. Yeah, would make goals, score goals. Make goals more than score goals, but very, very effective and a great team player. Yeah, there was many a moment I thought we were going to lose him because, quite literally, most clubs in the Premier League at that time wanted Joe Cole. Yeah. But I'll go back to what I said before. Joe signed for West Ham because he liked the environment. Yeah. He liked his mum and dad liked the friendliness of the place, and no airs and graces. No, everybody showed great humility. Coaches, people behind the scenes, kit men, tea ladies, etc. Made everybody feel welcome. Coaches out on the pitch. I was Joe's coach, but amongst others. But we gave him that freedom to express himself and not be afraid to express yourself. And I think he appreciated that, and that's why he signed for West Ham. And it's another example. It's always better at bigger clubs, and the bigger clubs are all clamouring after his signature. Very talented player. You would say he was a very talented athlete. He could run, he could jump. He had a good left foot, a good right foot. He could read the game. He had a bounce about him, and I don't mean in a I don't mean it in a big-headed way, but a bounce of enthusiasm, a bounce of dedication about what he did, and he took the game very, very seriously, even from a very young age. When he was about 15, when he started to grow, he got very gangly, and he had back problems as a youngster. And he was playing in midfield at one point, and but he was destined to make it, because you'd look at him and if this kid don't make it, none of us know what we're doing. Right. So he was always destined to make it, but there's the things that you don't know about. Will he get carried away with it? Will he settle on what he's already got, or will he get carried away with the success that he was having as a young player, which some players do? And but no, he remained focused, because him and Frank Lampard were in the same youth team, and they became good buddies, and they bounced off each other in terms of working and doing extra work and doing extra training. Because we always encourage that. If you feel you need to do a little bit, we've been doing a lot of maybe attacking play this week, because I want to improve on that. If you feel I've not done enough defensive play or this week, you need a little bit extra, I can help you, or you can go out there and do a little bit, with a couple of the guys. If you don't want the coach involved, I might watch from afar. So I would always encourage them to take a little bit of ownership of their own development as well. Don't just rely on the coach to tell you what to do. Don't just rely on the coach to tell you what you don't do. Take some ownership of your game. Analyse your own game and take ownership of it. And Rio and Frank, you couldn't get them in. We had a sports hall. We had a sports hall, and they devised this little game in the sports hall with 2 or 3 other of the players in the afternoons. We'd already done maybe an hour's training in the afternoon, and they'd still. The schoolboy section comes in at around about 5 o'clock. The boys that are still at school. And I couldn't get them out of the sports hall. I said, "Come on, the schoolboy group's coming. Get in the dressing room, get your showers, get out." I couldn't get them out. I couldn't. They were that. They loved it. They were there all day. They wouldn't have been there all day long, just working, training, kicking balls, passing balls, making up little games themselves. And I think that all that is part of their character, their development, and it's certainly an aid to becoming a better player. No question about it.
Yep.
And they took that on into their professional careers as well. You know, he was saying at 14, 15, he wasn't anywhere near the best player in the team. But, you know, he had such a work ethic, and still has, that, you know, it made him the player he was eventually, which was an interesting read that, you know, he realised himself that he had work to do even at a very young age to become the player he wanted to become. And obviously he had the advantage in some respects of his dad. You know, Frank Lampard Senior, who was an ex-player for West Ham and England international. So he had great guidance from home as well.